if we want now to use the DNA and the codes toolbox to decode the Peninsula brand and the Hong Kong and Shanghai Hotel Company, the mother company of Peninsula, it's quite interesting. If you look at this first picture, what you see here is basically a mood board for some of the elements, the picture that best convey some of the DNA and the codes of Peninsula. And I guess you can recognize already a lot of interesting elements here, whether it is, the white uniform, whether it is the green color, the Rolls-Royce, whether it is the huge lobby with the old traditional fans, whether it is the rotunda, which is often present in the lobby of the hotel to play classical music like it was done 100 years ago, whether it is the family spirit also, which was so beautifully represented through this campaign, Portraits of Peninsula. So if we use, obviously, all these elements to try and analyze the DNA and the codes of Peninsula, we also see here that, this brand has a very strong DNA and very strong codes to convey visually that DNA. For me, the DNA of Peninsula can be about 6 or 7 key concepts. First, probably, is a kind of legend of hospitality with this idea of elite service, almost top of the world. And to convey this concept of hospitality, the Rolls-Royce, the helipad, just to name a few, are extremely smart elements. And these are obviously codes. Another element, obviously, is the family spirit, which is so important in this brand, exemplified by the Kadoorie family, which has been running this company for a long time. And here also, if you think about the portraits of Peninsula, you find an element, a code that conveys this DNA. Obviously, globally, I would classify Peninsula in the category of traditional luxury lifestyle and traditional luxury service, in my opinion, which is also very well conveyed by a number of codes that you can find in a hotel, like the bellboy white uniform, the green color, the traditions which are kept in this hotel, like the high tea ceremony, the lobby, the food hall, and also the fact that you have a rotunda, an orchestra, a hidden checking counters. All these elements also convey this traditional luxury lifestyle. I think it's a brand which is fanatic about quality, fanatic about details, and also innovation. So this would be obviously on the DNA side. And if you spend some time in Peninsula hotels, you cannot miss a number of codes. This is actually incredible. In the rooms, in the suites of Peninsula, that convey so well this element of DNA, detail, quality-oriented. First of all, you have a lot of, you have the dressing. In most rooms, you have a huge dressing for the gentleman, you have the valet box, you have the telescope in the big suites, you have the king-size safe, you have the nail dryer, and a lot more. You also have, interestingly, a lot of technology, because it's also a brand which tries to blend innovation with tradition, to innovate on tradition. Therefore, you have access to the most traditional services with the real concierge, but you also have on your iPad all the services and the e-concierge available. And last but not least, if you know a little bit the cultural foundation of the brand, there is this element which goes back to the family and to actually the mother company of Peninsula that still exists, Shanghai and Hong Kong Hotel Company. And because I know well the history of this company and this family, it's also very interesting to realize that despite the vicissitudes of history, the family has been able to go back to its roots. And after having been forced to leave Shanghai for many, many years after, obviously, the revolution, they have been successful in coming back in Beijing, but mostly in Shanghai, with the Peninsula Shanghai. So it's also a way to remind us that this company was born in two cities, in reality, Hong Kong and Shanghai, which are both important in the culture of the family and the culture of the group. And this is present for now two of the key hotels, Shanghai and Hong Kong Peninsula.